Now, whether that happens organically, just because I'm asked to be a headliner on an event, I have no issue with that. And, and I'm not going to stand here and say, I would say, no, I'm not going to headline an event. But is that my main focus? No. I think the more important thing is just to be on a festival and to be among other colleagues. My thing is that I never want to look at other people in the industry as competitors. We always have to see each other as colleagues. And so trying to beat someone at, being ahead of them on the set list, or that you're the big star at the end of the show, or just focusing on that, I think it takes away from being there and working together on something. And, and that's why sometimes I've seen it at some, I don't want to mention which ones, but I've been to shows where artists are kind of not collaborating. And the reason for that is because they're kind of set up to believe that they're, trying to outdo each other. And I think that's the last thing you want to do. And so because in my own festival, I try and make sure that we're not having that kind of, the egos are removed. And do
you think that as we emerge from the pandemic, as evidenced, we already are starting to a little bit, but do you think that you're going to be able to have that flexibility to not request but demand cooperation, demand, the fact that we're all equal. You're not better than us and we're not better than you. Do you think that this is going to present you with that opportunity that maybe you wouldn't have had it before because of the status quo?
Well, I would say that I'm a firm believer that don't tell people what to do, instead show them. Because, leave it up to the person. I really believe that people should be doing something out of their own free will, and as opposed to forcing people into something. Although I understand sometimes, we need to be a little bit more clear with our messages so that people, it becomes clear to them that this is the right thing to do. Having said that, you're not going to change someone who has firm beliefs, and you can only do you do what you do, and you hope that it sinks in and they'll see what it looks like, because then people can envision what it could look like when you're working together and collaborating instead of working against each other.
Exactly. And I think, drawing from what John was asking there, more than a demand insist type of thing, you will establish yourself a little more leverage where you might not really have to demand anything. People will see you and say, hey, this is the person that balances everything. I had a couple of minutes left. I'm already getting the flag. I want to ask you, I know you've got some new music coming, and I know you want to talk about that, because I get the impression from your excitement that this is going to be exciting for all of us. So please tell me about the new music and videos you've got coming up.
So really quickly, it's a new single. It's coming out next month called Got a Feeling. And the funny thing about it is just that it's so out of character. I've already given a couple of hints, where I posted a picture with myself wearing this hot pink colored hair wig and a blow-up doll. And, of course, the blow-up doll, everybody's like, what is going on? So I'm throwing clues in there. Yeah, so you'll have to look out for the video. It's going to be hilarious. We died laughing just shooting it, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like when people see it. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Be sure and get us copies of it, because I want to see it, and I can promise you, no secrets. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it with everybody, especially if it's as fantastic as you've intimated here. Suzi, thank you so very much for coming, sharing with us. Please keep in touch as you have, and you're right, we have talked offline frequently. Keep it up. I like hearing what you're doing. I like to know what you're doing and be able to pass it on. Remember that Facebook page of mine, the groups page, where you can post your stuff on there, and I'll pick it up and share it with our other social media pages.
Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to be back.
You're welcome, and we can't wait to have you. So much fun. Love you, Suzi. Keep in touch. We'll talk again soon. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, with a song called Love Revolution. This is Suzi Kory.
Can you feel
Love Revolution. That's Suzi Kory, and that, my friends, is a young lady that I think we're going to be hearing a lot more from. Not only is she a talented artist, and I do not believe that she's confined to the country genre. That's a crossover artist if I've ever heard one. And between her talent at crossover music, her thinking, how she plans for more than just a singing career, as you heard from listening to her, she's got a lot of goals that she's set for herself, plans that are in process, not just dreams, but they're in process. And her gift to not just the music industry, but to people in general. You know, I put her up, I have to say this, I put her up there in the same category as Taylor Swift. This is a star that could be another one of the magnitude of Taylor Swift because of her talent, her charity, her seriousness about the business. I just think she's a super talent to be reckoned with. John Bon Jovial?
I could not have summed that up any better. This lady is good. I mean, she's just damn good, talented, great voice, musically insightful. All around, she's the complete package when it comes to just cranking out a major song. That's terrific.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you. She is, I think, someone that you're going to be hearing a lot more from. Now, in what area? She may stay as a singing performer. She may not. She may go into, she could go into promotion. Who knows what area she will gravitate towards, but I sure hope she keeps her singing and performing, because she is good at it. And as you heard with the two tracks we played here today, the rather pop-oriented Outlaw and this Love Revolution that she just did, which, this shows off her talent in a lot of areas, including I could see her doing blues. This is a serious talent, one to be watched out for. Suzi Kory is the name, Suzikory. Watch out for Suzi Kory. John Bon Jovial, what else is on your mind while we have a couple of seconds here?
It's been a great show. I love the conversation with Izzie. Love the conversation with Suzi. We had some really good music, and even our opening number by DAYGLOW and Balcony, pretty good. Except for the maybe the auto tune. It was actually a pretty good song. All in all, killer show today.
And we want to thank our guest Izzie of Izzie's Caravan for staying up in the middle of the night to come chat with us and share his music. We want to thank Suzi Kory, of course, for her talent and for sharing her plans and perhaps helping you make plans for the summer. If you get a chance to check out some of her virtual concerts, I think you're going to be hearing more of what she's doing. So you be sure and watch for that. We want to thank also our friends at WRFZ FM 106.3, our flagship radio station in Rochester, New York. Thank you all so much, and thank you, our listeners, for without you, there wouldn't be us. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
Well, folks, you did it again, and we are so grateful that you have spent a perfectly good hour of your time with us here at the David Bowers Awards, and we are eternally grateful for that. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. And we are available for free on most of the major streaming services, including now the new podchaser.com/The David Bowers. Be sure to follow the David Bowers Awards on Blog Talk Radio, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ FM 106.3 on your FM radio dial in Rochester, New York. That, of course, being Rochester Free Radio. And on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC. until next week, for the David Bowers and all of our crew of rejects here at the Insane Asylum, the Radio Ranchero, call it what you will, this is the lovably legendary John Bon Jovial saying, be good to yourself, get that vaccine, folks. It's important. Wash your hands, keep your distance for a couple of more months anyway, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.